I'm Ryan, this is my brother Daniel, and this is Rolls in the Family, and we are very, very excited because it is once again the time of year where we count down our very favorite board games
the best
of
time
all
of the
time. Year. I mean, honestly, the rest of the year, filler videos.
This makes the rest of our videos
This
look
is what
like
it's all
junk.
about. What are the games that really
Oh my
are
gosh.
our all-time favorites. We will be sure to link them all below because I can't imagine how you are going to pass on adding some of these gems to
Our
your collection.
goal is to bankrupt you. That is
Yes,
our goal.
irresponsible spending of money on board games is what we're all
Sponsored
about here.
by irresponsible spending.
Yes. We also, if you're new here, perhaps, you can check out some of the other videos on the channel. We also have a monthly newsletter that we push out, videos that we've posted recently, other games that have been getting to the table, updates to our website where we have a full recommendation guide. Another thing you can check out if you're looking for board game recommendations. It's basically if you would ask us like, oh, what game should I get for this situation, whatever, it's a good chance you can find the answer in that guide.
That's right.
Yes, other big news here.
You better not
this is
forget this.
exciting intro. Is we always do a game giveaway as part of our top games countdown, and we try to make it juicy here. We're going to give away to 3 lucky winners, basically the choice of any game off our list with a certain ceiling of, but a pretty reasonable ceiling, I think. So you can get yourself a good game. And so you might be wondering how you might enter that. Well, in each of the 4 videos leading up to our top 10, so today we're just talking about 50 through 41, we are going to have a secret word as well as a link in the description to a Google form where you can enter by entering the secret word for that video. If you do that in each of the 4 videos leading up, you are going to have 4 entries into the raffle. You can only win once. You can't win all 3 games. Sorry.
But you can win multiple years, as we have learned with
we have had someone
one of our
win
viewers.
more than once.
And I'm sure they're going to be back for
probably
more.
going to win again, yeah, if we're being honest. So be sure to check that out. Get your entry. The word for this video, I put so much thought into this, as in I just thought of it like 5 minutes ago. We're going to say swamp.
Okay.
Swamp is
Can you
the
spell that
secret
for
word.
us? If you misspelled
SWAMP.
If you
Daniel does the
misspelled the
editing,
word,
so
does
he'll
that
put it on
disqualify you?
screen.
Okay.
As in, we
could
here
misspell it when I put
here
it
in
on
Colorado,
screen.
we actually got our swamp cooler replaced in the last week, which
nice.
let's just say that boy needed to be replaced.
No longer
it was-
swampy
it was
in your house.
Well, it's still that's kind of the idea. Is it humidifies it, but we're in a very dry climate. If you don't know what a swamp cooler is,
I
if you
clearly
live in,
don't. With
yeah,
how
they
I
don't use
just-
swamp coolers in Minnesota.
Yeah, I
Daniel.
know.
That's-
You
that's
don't
not
need a
thing.
machine to
Or if you're
make
in
it
Florida,
swampy
you've
here.
probably never heard of them. But swamp will be your word
Love
to
it.
enter in. But that is enough of all this
Let's
intro
get into
stuff.
it.
We've got games to talk about.
do.
Daniel, let's get this whole thing started with your number 50.
Yeah, speaking of swamps,
Did I give you a good segue there?
no, I'm really struggling over here. Go to my number 50, Ryan. We're going to start off with a new game. Although a game that is not you don't have this game, but you have this game. My number 50 goes to Foundations of Metropolis. Yeah, this is one that if you would have told me a year ago it was going to be on my top 50, I would have been surprised because I never thought I was going to own it. I didn't really have it on my radar until it was actually, I think, a Nerds Day, Game Nerds, that it was one of the deals. And so as I thought about it, I was like, man, I enjoyed Foundations of Rome. Really liked the mechanics of that one, and this kind of is the same game, just in a less glorified package, as they would say. So I was able to snag it, got to play it this year, and really just think it fits nicely in that kind of gateway and, group wanting to play something, not just a quick game, but a little bit, it's not long, but a little bit more kind of your Ticket to Ride kind of level or whatnot. And really think it's got some just clever things going on. It's simple rule set wise. I mean, in terms of drafting the deed cards, building on there, but there are opportunities for some clever plays, which I think can appeal to people who maybe even want a little bit more. So one play of it, but we're kicking off the list.
But you've also played Foundations of Rome couple times at least. So
I did, yeah. So
yeah.
And I will say, last thing, like Foundations of Rome, oh my gosh, beautiful. And if you have it like Ryan does, fantastic. The production quality, I was impressed at Foundations of Metropolis. I think
if you didn't have Foundations of Rome as a comparison point, you'd be like, this is an amazing
don't play
production.
Foundations of Rome first. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
So there's my number 50.
Nice. Yeah, I think it's a good also example of like a more interactive kind of like gateway game. We've had so many good examples of like kind of the more multiplayer solitaire,
right.
Everybody working on their own thing, which is also good to have. But it's nice to have one that everybody's kind of in there working on the same board.
Yeah, that is fun.
Very nice, Daniel. My number 50 is also new. We got some new games squeaking onto the list here.
My whole top 50
This is Daniel threw away his last list and started over.
My collection.
So this is one that I'd wanted to try for a long time, heard a lot of good things about, got very recently, like probably 2 months ago.
Okay.
I've played it mostly with my son, actually, my 5-year-old son, but have also played some other games, and I'm actually very excited to maybe play it with someone who isn't 5 years old. So it's we have a good time.
Wow.
This is Sky Team. And Sky Team is a 2-player cooperative. We are trying to land a plane, and it's got this very clever kind of limited communication dice placement where you're going back. You don't know what your partner has rolled, and you have to take turns playing dice onto this control panel that you're doing all these different things. You need to keep the plane's tilt good. You need to make sure that you're moving an appropriate amount of spaces, but before you move, you need to be using your radio to clear air traffic. And so you're managing all these things and having to kind of do it in a way that you don't really know like what your partner needs from you, and trying to also communicate like where you're coming from. Like sometimes what you do first can kind of indicate like, I've got really high dice, like this is going to be difficult, or I'm going to get a coffee right away to try to say, because coffee lets you adjust your dice by 1. So sometimes doing that early is a way of saying like, my dice right now aren't what I need them to be. Like So I really think it's a solid system. I'm loving all the modules in it. We've gotten into some of the other modules, where there's one where your fuel's going down and you need to be like managing that to make sure you don't run out of fuel. We had this one with like an intern where you have to like, you can use any die to use the next intern value, which is like a specific number. And so you can get like that specific number and use it somewhere, which is really helpful. But by the end of the flight, you have to have used all of their tokens, otherwise you lose.
Gotta train the intern.
And so, you gotta train the intern. It's very important. So I have been hugely impressed, one, how well this game has worked with my 5-year-old. We've had a great time with it.
Yeah.
And maybe we don't get quite into some of the nuances of like the limited communication strategy, though he's getting better, and we talk about it. And I tell you, we've played over 20 times, I think, just me and him. But I am pretty high on this one as far as like this game plays in like 20 minutes or less. And as a cooperative, I could see this being one that I've played it once with my wife, but I could see it being one that we enjoy playing together. And I'm excited to get some of the expansion content. I mean, this feels like, I don't know. We sometimes use the term like modern, classic, like new. I feel like this hits something that hasn't really been hit on. I think it knocks it out of the park with a fresh theme.
Oh, the theme and like the mechanics with the theme is just so good. It like delivers. You really do feel this like we're flying. Like I had a game one time where we're right at the end and I'm stuck with I played it really poorly, where like I had to then my partner is trying to level the plane and I have to like drop a 6, and so we're right about to land and we just boom, and crash. And so thematically, it just I feels like it ties in really well.
Yeah, it's gonna make me the next time I fly. It's gonna seed an irrational fear of how likely it is for bad things to happen.
Oh gosh, I hope
there's a lot of bad things.
I hope they played their dice well.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping up there in the cockpit. For some reason, the pilot and the co-pilot don't talk to each other, but they drink lots of coffee.
Lots of coffee.
Really matters.
That's right.
Yes,
very nice.
Sky Team is my number 50.
I love it. Okay, moving to my number 49. This is a game that has been dropping. I think it's actually been dropping significantly more for you. I'll be actually I don't think it at all will make your top 50. But a game that I still want to give a shout out to, because I think it's a game that is very popular in the board game world. I think it's got a fantastic theme and really just solid, simple actions built around a game that's maybe got a little more meat on a gateway game. This is going to go to Wingspan. So this one, I think one of the biggest things it has going for it, I think, is the theme. There's a lot of nature themes, these days.
Wingspan opened the door.
It really did.
To a lot of them, yeah.
And yet, I would argue it does it better than most of them. I just think it's, the cards are just beautiful with each individual bird. You've got the facts, of the birds. Like, I know there's now been multiple kind of iterations of the, Wormspan, Finspan. It just doesn't have the same hit of the actual birds and all of that. You got the little bird feeder. It aesthetically wonderful. The thing that I love in this game, and I know Stonemaier games, feels like this is a little bit of their thing of like, really just simple, like 4 actions, or in terms of like your options of what you can do. And so getting these birds and playing them out, and you're it really is an engine building game that you're building out across your tableau and whatnot. This is one that I think is a great game. When someone's like, maybe they've been kind of seen like, oh, you've introduced them to this world of board gaming, and they're like, I want to maybe try something that's got a little bit more. This is one of those that is one that I'm looking at. Is it like one of my personal favorite games? Like, probably not.
No, it's like you're like 49.
And some would argue 49.
I would say.
Some would say. But one that I would absolutely love to play with someone who I'm like bringing in and preparing for all that there is in the world of gaming. Yes. So I've got the Europe expansion, I think. I don't think I have any. I don't think I have the one that
Oceania,
adds all that stuff.
Asia.
So we'll see. But still enjoying.
It's taken them too long to get to South America and Africa, because I'm pretty sure there's some, especially like South America, there's some crazy birds.
Oh,
like, that'll be a spicy expansion.
Spicy. Speaking of spicy, Ryan, you're 49.
Yes. Speaking of games that have dropped quite a bit, this is one that we have praised a lot on this channel, and I still think it is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, just dropping, because I've played it a lot. I think I'm up to, let's see here, 48 plays of it. This is the Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Wow. Okay.
And
that's
down,
a lot lower.
It's down 16 from last year. Which
we don't look at our list. Is this because they abandoned your?
Now that they named it Quacks and changed the art, I'm just like, sickens me. No.
Wow.
No, it really is just, I've played it a lot and I still really enjoy it. I think it's settling a little bit with just my personal feeling compelled to play it more, but I still do feel like I want to play. And to be clear here, I have a lot of good games that missed my top 50. And Quacks is still here.
Wow.
Such a great push your luck game. Great like simultaneous play of everybody drawing from their bag at the same time. It's got the whole, which ingredients do I buy to build the bag that's going to do the combos that I want. I've had so many great experiences with this, teaching it to people. It's still going to be one of the ones I think of first in that type of situation with somebody who hasn't maybe played very many games.
One of the highest recommended games we can give.
Yeah, it is one of
games just to check out.
I will say one nice thing about the reprint is that you now can get the version with the nice chips in it.
Right.
Because that was always the thing, is like I'd play with people with the nice upgraded chips and be like, sorry, if you ever go buy this game, like, you don't get those, and you'd have to pay as much as the game to get get them. So that piece of it's nice, but just a classic that we have enjoyed so much. I mean, 48 plays over 4 or 5 years, like it kind of speaks for itself.
We played a lot of Quacks
with a game like this. And again, this one I anticipate is going to get a revival once my son is old enough to really play it. He's kind of played it, or like helped be on my team, so he's familiar with it. But,
okay.
But yeah, it's a great one. Quacks of Quedlinburg.
Love it. Moving to my number 48. We don't look at our lists the year, prior years. We just blindly go in and start ranking again. But this one stayed steady from the previous
Which really
year.
Usually means it went up because new games come in.
That's a good point. Yeah. But this is one that is a classic of classics, and because of that, don't get it played a ton, but do occasionally have the opportunity to get it played. I got it actually played, looks like a couple times in this last year, if my math is correct. Let's again go to Seven Wonders. Yeah, Ryan, if this one wins the award of box that looks the worst in my collection, if you
in terms of like wear,
not
like
artwork.
art.
I'm talking about the physical integrity
Seen some things.
of the box. That is called "Don't Put Your Board Games in Checked Luggage on the Flight Without Protection." Seven
Hot
Wonders.
tips here.
Let's
on
just say
Rosen
Seven
Family.
Wonders was the protection. It took the took the brunt of that. But anyways, Seven Wonders, man. You know, it's one of those that it just doesn't get played much anymore because you have a game for so long that sometimes people are like, oh, you know, we've played that one. Let's play some newer stuff. I want to push back against that. Seven Wonders is fantastic still today. Like, it is card, you know, it's maybe the founder of card drafting. That's probably not true, but it just delivers it in such a beautiful way. Like I love, especially if you have a full group of Seven Wonders, you know, the different routes you can go of, you know, obviously like blue is just getting victory points. You've got I love how, you know, not a lot of games do this. Like, you only care about like your neighbors in terms of like the military. You know, I think of like, is it Between Two Cities that does kind of where that kind of element as well, where you're
like collaborating with your
that one's more of
neighbors.
a collaborating, but I just like that element. You know, but the different cards, it's every time you get a hand, it's all exciting things of like, okay, how am I gonna, you know, which one do I want to go with and play? Then you've got your unique wonder. So when in the round am I gonna burn one of the cards and instead use it as a wonder to help kind of construct my wonder? I think this game's fantastic. And it is able to support a large a great like simultaneous play, large group, man. If you can have 6-7 people for a game of Seven Wonders, you will have a fantastic time. So that is my number 48. And this is our original copy, Ryan, right? This is like
we got it like the year it came out.
This is one of the oldest games in my collection.
Seven Wonders players. Nice. It's good to see some oldies on the list. That is not my 48 though. My 48 is brand new to the list in the last year, and I got 14 plays of this new game.
That's a lot.
And this is one that leans into the theme and just, you know, you're not here because of the deep strategic implications here, but just because it provides a pure fun experience with interesting decisions, but chaos. This is Thunder Road Vendetta.
Okay.
And, you know, it's basically the Mad Max Fury Road, the board game. It's very much this post-apocalyptic racing through the desert with these cars that are decked out with guns and stuff, and you're ramming into each other and shooting each other. People are lighting on fire. People are blowing. I mean, it's...
People
and it is
are
amazing
lighting
how
on fire?
Well, the
My
vehicles.
gosh. And you played this with your kids.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. I'm not a good parent.
No kidding.
But this game, it's just pure. There's really nothing else like it, which is why I was interested in it.
That
And
is
it
very
really
true.
has delivered just this exciting, fun. It's got the like toy factor of just playing with fun little, you know, toys and seeing what happens. But it's got a very solid game system behind it that just increases the odds of having these interesting situations. I love the slam mechanism and how like when you slam people, it's more likely it's going to slam the bottom card, but it might slam you. But whoever has the bigger card could ask for a reroll because that's the advantage of being the larger vehicle. So a lot of cool things going on here. I've had a lot of very fun games with it. It's another one that's very fun to introduce to people because it just like most people haven't played a game it kind of harkens back to kind of this older style of board games, and which I mean, it's Restoration Games that does this. It literally is based off of an old
I didn't know that.
game that they brought and like modernize it, but it's like now the games are like actually good. They're like or better, like they got more modern design sensibilities and stuff,
right?
So having a lot of fun with this one I'm very glad to have in my collection. Thunder Road Vendetta.
Love it. Man, love it. Yeah, and your son loves it too, which that definitely helps.
Yeah, he's really enjoyed this one.
Nice, Ryan. My number 47 is a new game to the list. One that, kind of saw. Again, speaking of nature themes, and maybe every new game these days is a nature theme. But
Daniel's on a nature kick.
I am on a nature kick. I love nature, and I love this game. And this game does just some. It's a simple game. I haven't been able to play it with the full group yet. Mainly just played it 2-player, but really like what it's doing. This is going to go to Forest Shuffle. This one, man, it just really like what's happening here in terms of, you're building all these cards. We love games where you got a huge deck of cards of just different things that can kind of work together, and that's
the constant tactics, right? Of new information and how do I find
that is
the
like
combos.
Forest Shuffle to a T. You're constantly getting these new cards and playing them out. It's got this whole thing of like, okay, there's all these different types of trees, so you're playing trees out there, but then you're playing the other cards either, above or to the side, left or right or below. But what's interesting is like a card could be like split in half and have like one animal on one side. So you fan it out one way if you're playing that animal, or the other way. So cards have like, okay, which way is better for how I want to play it. But what's interesting is, oftentimes you're spending cards from your hand in order to play cards, kind of a little bit of that Race for the Galaxy, thing that we love. But what's so interesting is those cards are going to a center, kind of display that any player can pull cards from.
It starts to feel a little bit like Lost Cities.
Yeah,
where
exactly.
It's like, what am I giving to my opponent?
It really is. It's like, it is like a Race for the Galaxy meets Lost Cities feel. And so there's kind of that, okay, I don't want to play that. I don't want to spend that card because that's great for my opponent, which again, I think this is bigger in a 2-player game where you can, you're playing with 6 people. It's like, okay, well, someone's probably going to want this card,
Yeah.
So it's probably got a different feel there. But
man, I don't know about scoring Forest Shuffle with 6 people.
They
at
do
the end
have
of the
an
game.
app that you scan and all that. Although I get a little nervous about trusting those. You gotta have faith in the app.
Do we trust our AI overlords, or do we, keep scoring our own games?
Let us know.
Your stance.
But yeah, but what's really interesting about that shared thing is not only are you cautious about what other opponents might, take from those cards, but you can also use a card that, and this again was maybe more prevalent in a 2-player game where there's only one turn in between your next turn, but use a card that you don't think your opponent's going to take, but you actually want, and you can actually then get it back and end up playing it. So really just fun, like tactical play of cards in the hand and navigating all of that. Really enjoy this one, Ryan. 47.
Nice. Yeah, I had a good time the one time I played this, and seeing like some of the new expansions they're releasing for it that are very much what I'd like to see from it, which is kind of more of the like not a lot of new systems or rules overhead, but more of the same. It does intrigue me still as one to maybe consider.
Nice.
My number 47, I have played 29 times, and 28 of those times have been solo. So this has been mostly a solitaire game for me, though I would love if I had somebody in my life that, again, I just keep hoping with kids.
In his life.
Yeah, I would love if I had somebody in my life. This is Bullet Heart. And Bullet Heart is a very unique game, which is a little bit of the calling card of Level 99 games. I don't love all their games, but I love their philosophy of let's like do something different and then let's like blow it up with a bunch of content so that, And so if you like one of their games, you usually have a lot that you can lean into. Right. This is a unique kind of, it's almost like a Tetris-y, puzzly. The theme is kind of this like bullet hell, like bullets are coming at you and you're having to like deflect them and dodge them or whatever. But you're drawing from your bag to have these bullets come down your board. And as you're doing it, anytime you can like pause and apply,
Yeah.
you know, energy points to manipulate things, and then you're trying to use these patterns from your deck to like get clear bullets out. And so it's very much like trying to set things up and clear patterns and do it all efficiently to try to like stay alive. But you could also like keep drawing, but it's a little risky because if you ever draw a bullet, that the bullets skip over existing bullets. So the more bullets you have on your board, the bigger chances that, oh, I draw 4 and it skips all the way down and actually hits me and takes away a life point.
Right.
But the more bullets I draw, the more information I have of what, you know, patterns I could make, or maybe something kind of falls into place without me needing to move things.
Yeah.
And so there's always this tension in this game of like, how much do I draw? How much am I risking by continuing to draw? It's very fun. So one of the modes when you play multiplayer is like an actual like timed mode. I've never played that mode of like, you know, kind of the stress of time. Yeah. Which there's going to be very specific people that are going to enjoy that. But I love playing the solo mode where you pick a character, but every character also has like a boss version that works in its own way and has its own deck. So the mix and match variability here is super great. And yeah, I just have a really good time with it. And it's a very crunchy puzzle, but puzzle with like this push your luck element, which is usually not something that's in a puzzly game. And lots of opportunities to feel very clever and like pull things off that you're like, I figured out a way to do this really well. And then it plays solo and we're talking 15 minutes, like once you know the game well. So it's been a really nice one to go to if I don't have a lot of time, but I want a little bit of crunch. So I really, really enjoy this one. Want to get some more content for it. I just have the base game right now, but I know Bullet Star is like a full standalone base game that, you know, basically doubles your content.
Yeah.
And I would love to eventually play some more multiplayer of it.
We played it.
We did once, and we did non-timed. There were
it.
3
It was
of you
fun.
that had never played before. I think you would like it if you had the opportunity to play it.
Yeah.
Play it more.
Very cool.
But yeah, a very, very fun, unique game
Yeah.
that I really enjoy playing solo. Bullet Heart.
Nice, Ryan. Moving to my number 46 is a game that I think, ironically, both of us enjoy not being the primary players in the game. That's an interesting clue.
I think I know what it is.
This is going to go to Ready, Set, Bet.
Yeah.
Ryan and I, this is a horse racing game, and man, it is lots. This is real. Real time
Betting as the race is happening.
the race is going, and this game just does a fantastic job of creating an interesting horse race that people can live bet on, which man, to be able to do that and not actually be losing money in real life is great, you know?
Yeah.
But man, the game does an excellent job with the different horses and working just on, you know, the probabilities of die rolling and how, you know, obviously the center horses of 6, 7, 8 are more likely to get rolled, right? Mm-hmm. But they balance that with the fact that if a horse ever gets rolled twice in a row, it gets its bonus of movement. And the edge horses have a higher reward bonus movement. So while you may not roll an 11 very often, if you roll an 11 and you roll it twice in a row, it goes boom. You know, it fly, and that can be when that happens, the table's like, whoa, you know, it's just
because the race is all happening, like whoever's running it is just rolling, and it is just happening in real time. And so, it's so, there's such an energy as some of these things unfold
and
around the table.
This game does an excellent job of creating that energy at the table in a quick game with some fun, you know, you get in between. You do multiple races, and in between races, you get some upgrade cards that people can use to do interesting stuff. Love the way this game delivers an experience that, really is a very unique one and does it well. So there's my 46, Ryan. Ready, set, bet.
Nice. It's pretty high. My 46 has been in the collection a long, long time. It doesn't see a lot of play these days, though. I feel like I'm going to say this for every game that I'm holding out when my kids get older. Little do I know my kids have a full 80 game curriculum in front of them for. But this is actually what I have played it with my son. It's a real time. I don't know that any game packs as much into 10 minutes as this one, and it is Escape the Curse of the Temple. Cooperative, rolling dice in real time, exploring this temple that's going to be different every time as the tiles come out, and trying to complete tasks that ultimately you can find the exit and be able to get out. And all of it happens on a 10-minute soundtrack that is guaranteed, that you are going to win or lose within those 10 minutes. And I just love the dynamic that this brings around the table and how you get groups that are going off together and doing different things, but somebody will find something that's like, if we can get everybody over here, we can do this thing. I've got a bunch of the expansion stuff, which adds just a lot of, it really helps with the replayability in terms of like, we got illusion tiles that are coming and going away. We've got every game, there's like different quest tiles that are like something we have to like take care of before we can get out. This is still, I mean, actually, I don't know if this is true. Is it my favorite real-time game?
Oh, stay tuned.
It might be. And we've tried others. We kind of thought Project Elite maybe was going to be.
We thought Project Elite might take what we love about Escape and flush, do a bigger.
And we won't get completely into it, but the short answer is it kind of didn't. For me, it made me realize how much I liked Escape. It like revived my, because I started to realize, there's these aspects that I just like better about Escape.
And the fact that it's 10 minutes. 10 minutes of
it's
just
common.
Unbelievable excitement and joy.
And it's very common to play it multiple times in a row. You got it all set up. And usually that first game, you maybe get a feel for like, how well did we dial the difficulty?
Yeah.
And like, could we dial it a little harder and like because man, you get a game of Escape that's dialed just right.
It's
and
incredible.
It comes down to like the final gong has hit. We've got a minute left. People are still in the temple. And like, you get to the point where somebody gets out, they can give a die to somebody that's still in. And you get to where there's one person just frantically, they're like forgetting how to roll dice because they're so stressed out.
Like even at the, I'm thinking, I can hear it like at the end as someone's rolling and it's
and just this because the whole team loses if that person is gonna. It's just a great experience.
Wow.
And just the bang for your buck here in rules complexity and time to play with what you're getting out of it as a group is just, it doesn't get much better. And so Escape only dropped 1 this year. It continues to kind of hold in my rankings.
I love it, Ryan. Well, we're going to move to my 45, which is a new game to the list, Ryan. And speaking of games that deliver bang for the buck, are you hungry, Ryan? Because this goes.
Kind of, actually. I kind of didn't like eat breakfast before this.
Speaking of breakfast, this goes to Sausage Sizzle.
Wow.
45, Ryan.
Wow.
This one was introduced to me within the last month. And Ryan, I just can't deny how unbelievable the experience was. Like this game, it really, leans into kind of the Yahtzee Farkle kind of, feel of you're rolling dice and you've got the animals, every round you're going to be scoring for one of your different animals. And I think there's 5, is that right?
6.
So you're going to end up keeping one of the animals, then you're trying to get whatever die value that you have the most of. So I have the most of 5.
No, it's the lowest. It's been a little bit since you played
lowest?
It's whatever your lowest number is, which is why you want to like keep rolling.
That's
so you don't
right.
have
That's
any
right. That's
low
right. Thank you, Ryan.
Ones.
Thank you. Yeah, that's right.
I just played it last night, so this is really fresh in my mind.
Very fresh. So it's whichever one's lowest is what you're going to is going to be the total for the the thing that
animal.
The animal. But the key is there are sausages on one of the sides, which essentially represent a 1. If you have a sausage and other dice, you're gonna get 1 is gonna be the total, which is quite bad. But Ryan, if you can get all sausages, it is a 7.
Yes.
And that changes everything, because if you go for sausages, you can go for a bang of a round. Ryan, this game, I think we both were kind of shocked at how well it went over, and people just want to play it again. I think it has mechanics that I think grab a lot of people because it's familiar. Rolling dice, keeping, that's a familiar thing.
Low barrier to entry,
but man, consistently delivers high moments.
It is amazing how consistent it is, because since we last talked about it, my wife and I have introduced it to 2 other couples.
Yeah.
And both games came down to super exciting. You know, I love how in the final round, like making sure everybody knows exactly where they stand and the scores and how hard you need to push your luck. And yeah, I cannot deny how consistently it delivers.
So shocking, like, I mean, top 50, these are like, you know, these are...
Yeah, that's impressive. This one did not make my top 50.
Wow, Ryan.
It definitely, I think it gets weighed down a little bit more by just like my personal desire, you know, or interest in the mechanisms, but like the experience.
My enjoyment of board games is the group experience at the table, and this one delivers an fantastic group experience. So
it's probably something that's true in our rankings. You probably index more on the people experience. There's more weight there. Well, mine, that's part of my rating.
Ryan hates people.
I probably index a little bit more on interest of mechanisms and how I enjoy how it comes
I'm
together.
About the group. There you go.
Yeah.
45.
Glad to see Sausage Sizzle get a... especially after we had a great game last night. It ended, I think it was 66, 65, 64 were like the top 3.
And what a great name of a board game. Like, man, they really nailed that. Okay.
Really nailed it. Plus you get to talk about quokkas. Australian animals. Let's go to my number 45, which is new to the list. Woo-woo. This is a game franchise that never really grabbed me to want to get it. I was like, I'd be interested in trying it, but I never really thought I would own it. But then this new edition came out that made some key changes that were very attractive to my taste. This is Clank Catacombs. And the big change being that now the map is entirely modular, and you discover you're trading what in the original Clank is the ability to really strategize ahead, because you can see the whole board and you can kind of map out what you want to do.
Yeah.
So you lose some of that forward planning, but you replace it with the excitement and the dynamic and the different from game to game elements of it going, which for me is a great trade for this type of game and this weight of game. And I've just had a really good time with this one so far. Clank's got a cool kind of central mechanism of like your deck building and you're going exploring, but you can like choose to leave at any time once you get a treasure, and you can kind of go the route of getting something less valuable but getting out earlier with the hopes that it's going to mess with your opponent's plans and they're maybe going to get trapped down there or not be able to finish what they're doing. I love how in Catacombs there's even more of the lure of how far do I go, because it's like there's like no limit how far you can go in a direction. So it's not like, oh, I got to the end of the board. And so it's like, well, are you going to make it back in time if you explore another tile in this direction? And it's got a very fun just deck building, solid deck building behind it. Really looking forward to get like the expansion of this game. It's a game that is so ripe to be expanded with more tiles and cards and stuff. True. And I just love having a game like this that plays closer to 60 minutes. You know, it's harder to find games that are closer to that I personally am like, I would want to play this over and over and over again, and I wouldn't get tired of it. So Clank Catacombs, great new addition to the collection.
Yeah, we had a really fun play of that. Several months ago when we were at
it was really
Airbnb
close. That's what I remember.
I almost made it. My number 44, Ryan, is an abstract game. My wife and I enjoy. We have quite a few abstract games. And this one amazes me at how it, despite being all open information, and maybe this is just a revelation of my inability to foresee what's going to happen, has the ability to just like a move happens and it's like the board state changes in a wild way. This is going to go to Yinch. Nice. This was one that, per your recommendation, we picked up. And really, man, I'm going to pull this one out soon. Because it's just got this whole mechanism of you got these rings, and on your turn, you place a piece of your own inside your ring, and then you can move your ring hop in kind of a straight line. And any pieces that you hop over flip to your color, and ultimately you're trying to create a 5 in a row, I believe, of your color, and if you do, you score a point, and if you can do 3 of those, you win the game. But the big catch, whenever you do that, you then to mark that you scored, you have to pull one of your rings off, which I love that. It's like it's this feeling of it's getting harder for you, so it's got a little bit of a catch-up mechanism there.
Yeah, it'd be hard to win 3-0 in this game.
Very hard,
just because of losing your rings.
Yeah. So, but there are so many times where like someone takes their ring and just cuts across, and because of the way it flips stuff, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
I mean, this is a game that, man, you could, if you I mean, probably all abstract games are like this, but like you could really get good at just like clever moves,
It's so fun to find a move that you're like, wait, if I do this, like it actually helps me like in multiple directions of this grid.
Right. So really, this one just has a lot of just cool things that can happen emergent throughout the game. So really, really enjoy it, Ryan. That's my number 44.
Great pick. I also own Yinch. I have not had the opportunity to
You
play
own
it
it. I
much.
forgot about that.
Yeah, I don't have somebody to play it with at the moment.
What are you talking about?
For the most part.
Theo?
So, yeah, no. Toby, I think we tried it once. We need to pull it out again. I mean, he's been playing chess. We should be able to play Yinch.
Come on. This is like
Should be able to play
same
Yinch.
thing.
Nice. My number 44 is a game that has dropped a bit. 16 spots down. It and Quacks just...
Wow.
fell in lockstep.
Quacks is almost under your top 50. I cannot believe that.
But this is one I've had so many good experiences with. I have more content than I would ever recommend for somebody else to get for it. But I do
amount of content.
I do enjoy constantly being able to bring out new things each time I play. This is Marvel United. And, I think it makes sense.
Wow.
It makes sense that it's
sensing
dropping.
regret.
It makes sense that it's dropping. It's a lighter cooperative game, and I definitely have a strong bias towards heavier strategic games. But this game has worked so well in so many circumstances. It works well with my son. Works well. I can play it with a group of more gamer people that we could be playing a much heavier game and have a great time with it. I think it's got such a strong central mechanism with you play the card, but you also get to use the actions on the previous person's card. It forces cooperation in the team. And what do you need on your next turn to do? And then it's just such a good modular system of every time 6 new locations make up the ring of locations. We each pick a different hero from my absurdly large pool of heroes, and you pick a different villain, which the villains really can make the game feel different with their unique threats and unique rules and everything. And so it is one that, despite having played it, let's see here, 77 times, I have not lost an appetite for it at all. Like, I could play it.
That's
I
awesome.
can see playing this over 100 more times and still being excited about it just because of all of that variability. So one that I have no regrets.
No regrets. Right. I was worried there for a moment.
I mean, let's be honest. I could have probably gotten away and been entirely happy with just one season of it, like the first season, and like still
why do
been
that
able to
when
say.
you can spend more?
But I did get the whole X-Men season as well, and there are a lot of things I like about the characters and stuff and what they did in that. We'll see as the years roll by on the channel. How can my plays go up on this?
It's true. Well, the one question I have is, Ryan, does it sadden you that you bought that much content and how often your son chooses to just play Spider-Man?
Yeah. I was like, Toby, do you want to try any of the other 130 people we have or something? Yeah, we'll see if he ever... It is mostly Spider-Man. But the thing is, he picks Spider-Man, and I can try somebody, new. And
Ryan gets to explore the depth of the combinations of every character with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Very nice, Ryan. My number 43 is, you were surprised by Sausage Sizzle making 45.
I was quite surprised.
I'm going to guess, Ryan, this might be the most surprising game on my entire list. Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe. I'm
ready
go,
to be shocked.
I'd say this is a game that you introduced me to. I don't own it. So pretty recently played it for the first time. I think I got to play it a few times. And it is very clever, like just what's happening and the way that you are playing forwards but thinking backwards. This is going to go to far away.
Wow.
I really, really like this one where you're drafting, these cards that you're ultimately kind of playing out. But the whole fact that you're playing them one way, but at the end of the game, you're going to flip all your cards over and then flip them over and score them backwards. Meaning the last card that you play, might have, score for however many you have of this, is only going to have itself visible.
Yeah,
and then
or some of those other,
or
what are they
one of
called?
those
Those special cards.
special things that you can get. But that is just, man, it's like such a
But the resource on that card is going to count towards everything, including the first card you ever played in the game.
It's like such a simple idea, kind of, but so clever and such a way of thinking that I'm not sure I've had in a board game. And and some people, it can make teaching it honestly a little hard, and maybe even make people's first play potentially not great if they don't grab onto it. I grabbed onto it immediately and just loved it. It's, I don't have to, again, I'm more of a tactical gamer. Like, I don't want to have to, and I love just the drafting and just, okay, now how can I, because I've played this, optimize after the fact because I have that.
Yeah.
But now knowing that those aren't going to have the previous cards visible, man, clever game.
And it's got some interesting twists in it with the if I play a higher number than my previous card, I'll get to draw and keep one of those special cards.
That's right.
But the higher number I play, I go back in drafting order for cards to add to my hand.
Yeah.
And so sometimes you might see a card out there that's perfect. Well, it's if you want that, you need to play lower to get higher in the...
We got to play
so it is very interesting.
How many players?
We played a six-player
game. And I had so much fun with it. So one that very much pleasantly surprised me. 43 Ryan, Far Away.
Yeah, great new entry in what I would call the gamers filler category of kind of
It is
the
filler. Definition of a gamers filler. Yeah, great one.
Nice. Yeah, I'm probably even more surprised by Sausage Sizzle, to be honest. But that one also is surprised. I'm glad you're liking some of these smaller games.
I'm Ryan.
Bringing out. Let's see. My number 43 has been on the list for a while. Let's see. It's been as high as number 26 a couple years ago. It's dropped a little bit, but this is one. Every time I get it to the table, I have a really good time with it. I've actually played it, 10 times in the last year, but that's because I think I went through a week where I played it 8 times on Board Game Arena. So there were some that I played online. And it was really kind of quick and easy on there.
Yeah.
But this is Space.
Nice.
And Space is this very kind of... It's another game that I like using the descriptor pure fun because there is just this pure fun element of you get to customize what rewards you get for different die rolls. And then everybody's turn is rolling dice. And if it's your own turn, you're applying your own blue rewards. But if it's your opponent's, you get to do your red rewards.
Yep.
Well, your red rewards are whenever you upgrade a blue, the previous card slot's now turned as a red reward. And so it's like customizing your own slot machine of how you're going to do things. And there's so many fun things in the game that let you strategize in clever ways that you can get things that, whenever this triggers, I get a charge that in the future I can use to adjust a die roll so that I can, get it to land on this jackpot up on 11 or something that isn't very likely to get rolled naturally. It plays quick. I love that it is this engine building race. It has this very unique dynamic of I'm building my engine, but there's a point where it's it's a race to 40. When does it make sense to keep building your engine?
By that.
Yeah, Daniel's
I built a great engine and just never scored points.
Yeah, and I do feel bad the times where I'm turning the tide and I know I'm probably a couple turns from 40 and I look over and I'm like, that person is gonna end the game with 5 or fewer points.
That is one downside. Not a flaw with the game per se, but just it can make it harder with potentially new
and it's
people.
something when I teach it, I need to be more aware of just reminding people it
you
is
do.
all about the points, and there is kind of a turning point. It's kind of like Dominion, right? When's the turning point where you stop building your engine and start just
I just
buying
buy provinces day
duchies
one.
and provinces? Yeah. But yeah, this is one I have a really good time with. I've liked some of the Shy Pluto expansion content. We didn't do like the campaign, but just threw in some of it. It's a nice way to spice it up occasionally. I'm excited to pick up the Genesis expansion because from what I understand, it's just more cards without rules overhead, which is all I really want.
Sounds like a Ryan expansion.
Yep, that's what I want from that game. So
nice.
Space Base dropped a little bit, but still super solid game. In maybe a similar category to something like Quacks.
Yeah. Very nice.
Yeah, good time with it.
It's a good one. My 42 dropped 14 spots. That's not insignificant. That's a hard word. And I think it is dropping because I know it needs an expansion to make it perfect.
I keep telling yourself that.
I know. Well, this is going to go to Grand Austria Hotel. This is one that have played a few times. Played it together. Very, very fun, game. This one, I actually love the theme. I think it's got a great theme with the mechanics of you're running this hotel and you've got guests coming in and you've got to prepare, they're coming to your table and you got to feed them. And then while you're doing that, you got to open up rooms and, then you're moving them to the room. It's got almost a little bit of, well, actually not at all. Never mind. But just
your brain just went like, it's like a circle. This is another game that has a circle.
Compare it to Great Western Trail, and I'm actually nothing like that. Because the cycle is rapid. It's a rapid.
Yeah. It's this logistics we've talked about before. It's like eliminating bottlenecks. It's like you want it because every turn you can get a new guest. Yeah. Well, the only way you can get a new guest is if you kept the pipeline moving.
And the only way the tables are clear is if you get into the room. Yeah. So it's got this really fun, just quick cycle mechanism that and then the way that you roll dice and you can manipulate kind of some of the the dice for taking actions. Very, very cool. Man, they just reprinted the Let's Waltz expansion, and that is probably on all my games my highest expansion to get. Because we walked through like what it does.
It looks really, really good.
It tweaks, I think, some things that maybe didn't love about Great Western Trail, and just adds every single thing. It was like, yes. So really, really excited to try that one, and I'll be interested to see after I try that one I think this could really maybe have a launch back up. So I think it drops because it's just waiting, Ryan. It's just waiting.
You've seen what's possible.
I've seen what could be, and it's hard to enjoy what is.
So this is one that is on my wish list. I would say it's definitely one I am strongly considered. I played it.
Yeah.
Really twice, kind of once with you.
Do you count the plays where Daniel?
Let's just say that one was pretty bad rules mistake on that one. But had a great time with it. I didn't rank it because I don't own it. Fair. And I think if I did, I think I'd have it even higher than this, if I'm being honest. I really did like this one. Speaking of games that Daniel probably has much higher than me, this is a game that every year I come to do this, and I haven't played it again that year, and I have to try to rank it based on old memories.
That's hard.
Which is very difficult, and I try to, if a game is not getting played, I try for my default for it to be to fall. Like if I'm comparing two games, and I'm like, but I haven't played this one in 6 years.
Right.
I'm going to usually give the edge to the other. And so that's why Twilight Imperium 4th edition continues to slide
I don't know why you own this game, Ryan.
Down my list. But here's the thing is,
sell it.
Yeah, I want to I need to schedule a time to play it. And I do enjoy it. Maybe if I play it more, I decide that maybe it isn't. But it does fill a niche that I don't have another game that does what it does.
Of never getting played.
Yeah.
It's a great niche.
It's a good niche. We like to fill every niche, including that one.
Gotta have a game that just nails that one.
Yeah, this one, I tell you, it nails not getting played. Between the 3rd edition and the 4th edition, I've played 4 games of it.
Okay.
And when I think back to it, like I have had a really good time with it. I've loved a lot of what's happening here. It's so epic in scope. Yeah. Getting 6 people together for a full day of doing this is still something that appeals to me, and like I have very fond memories of doing.
Yeah.
So it's still on the list here. It's like awaiting a recalibration. I need to play it and then see what that does with my rankings. But I don't really have any intention of getting rid of it. I really think, and it's the type of game that, you know what, if I play this once every 3 years, I would still say it's worth me.
You're not doing
it.
that, so
yeah, I'm way off.
If I
on
play
that.
it once every
okay,
50
in my defense,
years.
there was a global pandemic during
Ryan,
this
you
period.
gotta account for those things.
That certainly did not help.
Okay.
But yes, Twilight Imperium, sliding a little bit, but still really, really solid game that there's not really any other game that does quite the epic, 4X space opera, get 6 people around for a full epic day, quite like Twilight Imperium.
I would agree. Okay, Ryan, bringing it home. My number 41 is a game that, man, I did get to play it once this last year. I'm very happy I did because this game takes a game that we had for a long time before and have so many great memories with. And I think just nails what we love about some of these bigger, epic, thematic games and maybe does it in just a smaller package, a tight experience. This goes to Last Bastion. It's slow. I think it's got the normal falling creep that you just get from new games of 27 to 33 to 41. That feels about right. But this one, man, the way you just you're in this city and you've got monsters coming and you've got your characters, and I just love I'm not sure I've even thought about this before, but even just the feeling it gives you of you're surrounded, right?
Yeah.
And how are we gonna tactically cover everything? And okay, if you go here and I go here and all of that, and utilize the 9 action spaces that you have. The fact that they're randomly set up every game really changes the feel of your game, where things are. Really interesting. I mean, I think we both feel that the changes that they made from Ghost Stories, almost across the board, we are a big fan of. So this feels like the definitive edition of that experience, and one that I know we both have really enjoyed. So, it nails that part of my collection of just a shorter kind of within, hour, giving you that exciting epic moments. And man, have we had some, maybe not of Last Bastion because we haven't played it enough, but man, you go back to Ghost Stories, we've got some legendary moments of a last die roll winning us against the final big boss. Pretty epic. So wrapping up our first set of 10 games, Ryan.
Very nice.
Last Bastion.
Yeah, Last Bastion slid just a little bit for me. It landed at my 55. Ooh. So missed the list. But I also played Ghost Stories a lot more than you did.
You played it a ton.
And I think that plays a part in it. I have played a lot in this system. Yeah. It maybe doesn't call to me quite as much, but 55 is still quite high, and it's staying in the collection.
Right.
I'll bring us home here with my 41, a game that is sadly not in print. It's a game that deserves to be in print and available. We are fortunate to both have managed to... I had got a copy way back when it was in print. Dango managed to find one more recently. This is Mechs vs. Minions. And we really sing the praises of this game. And I always feel bad because it's hard to get. But... it's just such a good cooperative experience. Great production. But even production aside, this experience of we're working together as these mechs that we're drafting cards to add to your programming row that's going to change how your mech, executes. And the more cards you get, you're able to upgrade things that you're getting stronger versions of actions. And we're trying to work together to, defeat minions, but also achieve some goal for the given scenario, which the scenarios are extremely replayable. Mm-hmm. Despite having played this game, let's see here, 38 times, I have I think only played like 7 of the 10
I can't believe you
scenarios.
haven't played through all of them.
But again, it's fun that if I get the right group that's played it before, we can open up a brand new one and play it. But like, I have never had a feeling of like, oh, I have to play this scenario again.
Right.
It's so replayable. And just the fun of this game is you're getting more powerful as you're trying to like work with your not quite perfect programming row, but trying to like make it work for you. And especially when you get damaged, and then damage is potentially throwing malfunctions into your row and doing, there's lots of funny moments in this, but it's like, we've talked about this. It's so weird to have this game that's so funny while still being so like strategic, and like it has a lot of interesting decisions and teamwork. But I mean, it is like most games of this have like laugh out loud moments.
Absolutely, when someone just like keeps running into a wall, or you accidentally push someone, and
they back up into somebody. I mean, it's just very, very funny. But yeah, it's one that we've had very, very good games of. When I managed to get it to the table, which apparently was 0 times in this last year, sadly.
Wow, TI4, watch
I think
out.
I played it a little over a year ago. I actually have been thinking about teaching this one to my son.
Oh, man. Well, and
he can't.
And to that point, a game that's very accessible. Like,
yeah, well, and here's the thing: is he can't read, and there's text on the cards.
Yeah.
But there's only 12 cards in the whole deck. And so you
memorized.
start to like, I no longer read any of the cards because I know Blaze, you go forward and hit to the side. I know that Ripsaw or whatever is and so it's like, I think if I played it with him, he'd start to just kind of learn what they do, and I can help, along the way. But he, would probably get a kick out of this game. So great cooperative experience, and one that, has stuck around in the collection and in my rankings for a long time now.
So many great games. And if you want a chance at winning one of these great games, you can enter the secret word, which was Swamp. That's what it was. You can enter it down in the Google form, and that gets you an entry, one of potential 4 entries that you can have for winning a game, which we will announce in the final top 10 video. And hey, here is the next video, 40 through 31. We will link that right here once that is released. Check it out. Get another entry. We'll see you in the next one.